Hey, howdy ass duty. What the heck are... So, I've got one from Nebraska Brewing, Wick for Brains. Actually, you know, you think of fall beers, traditionally, it was all about the Märzen or the Oktoberfest. But in the modern craft beer era, it's become about the pumpkin beer. And here's another one. I've been doing a lot of Oktoberfest. I've done a few pumpkins as well. This one's 6117, I believe, are the numbers. I took a picture on their website and I'll put it in the front of the videos you can look at. Or you know, if you're watching the video, you already saw that. I don't need to tell you it's there, man. In the malt bill, it says they use fresh pumpkin. It also says they use oats in there, so it gives you a little bit of tooth in there to go with the pumpkin spice. So there you go. 6-1, most regular pumpkin beers, pumpkin ales, stay in the 5 to 5.5% range, although there's some bigger imperial versions like the Pumpkin, for instance, that go way above that. But for just a regular pumpkin ale at 6-1, it's pretty big. I mean, it is a modern craft beer, so there really isn't a whole lot of style parameter. You know, you can do just about anything with it. Unlike a lot of them, though, I really feel like I do smell pumpkin on the nose. Most of them, you really get those pumpkin pie spice notes, which I do here as well. But I do feel like I'm feeling some pumpkin. There's also a little bit of sweetness. I'm going to guess that comes from the oats. Oh yeah, I've had a couple cans of this already, and I really like it. And I'm thinking it's the oats that really helps because it adds something to the body of the beer. That makes it a little bit different. I think you can tell the pumpkin's there, but it is light. As it is, you know, pumpkin doesn't provide a whole lot of flavor. It's really just a carrier for those spices. And the problem is if you don't have that pumpkin in there, I think the spices tend to be too sharp. You know what I mean? I think they just get too sharp without that pumpkin. I think that there's some argument that, well, pumpkin doesn't add a lot. I don't know if it adds a whole lot of flavor. I think it adds some, but I think it adds more to the body than necessarily the flavor. Again, it's just kind of a carrier for those spices. Like, you know, you love pumpkin pie, right? You love the spices in pumpkin pie. But you don't want to eat those spices by themselves because then they're a little sharp on the tongue. But inside a pumpkin pie, they're freaking beautiful. And I think it's the same regard with the beer is, yeah, maybe the pumpkin doesn't add a whole lot of flavor, but it gives something for the spices to hold on to. The spices are apparent, the pumpkin pie spices, but they're not as sharp as they are in many American craft pumpkin beers, and I think that's why I like this one so much. Because it does have some nice flavor, but it does feel better balanced than many. I don't feel like I'm choking on spice. I can tell they're in there, but it doesn't get overwhelming. It's very nice. I love Nebraska Brewing, I really do. I think their IPA their India Pale Ale is just gorgeous. It is bigger and more robust than many these days. Most are choosing to go with, you know, fruitier versions. You know, kind of that postmodern American craft. You know, everything has tastes like mango and passion fruit. While their IPA it's big, it's robust. It's in your face. It's a whole lot of pine. It's just aggressive, and I think that's why I like it. Their Cardinal Pale Ale is just beautiful. Whoa, excuse me. But last weekend I had the Hop Anomaly, which used to be the Hop God, and it is that beer was beyond incredible. I mean, it was just amazing. It's aged in Chardonnay barrels, and it's just freaking gorgeous. It is one of my favorite beers of all time, bar none. But back to the pumpkin, shall we? Let me finish this up. It is. So far, it's one of my favorite of the seasons. First time I've had this one. Well, I mean, you know, I admitted to having a couple cans, but I mean, this year's the first time that I'd had it. So it is certainly one I would buy in the future. It ran about $10 a 6-pack. I think it's worth every penny. It's a great beer. It's Todd the Beer Whisperer. We'll talk to you later. Howdy do. A quick addendum is I noticed as I was in fact, I just finished the beer. But as I was finishing it, I noticed a note that I wasn't getting before, which was vanilla. Now, I'm not sure why I'm getting vanilla, and it may very well just be my taste buds, but I am feeling some in there, and it could be imparted from, I don't know what all they have in there to make me get vanilla. It could be the oats, who knows? It's not barrel aged, which barrel aging will give you some vanilla. It's not barrel aged, but I was noticing right at the end, I was getting this creamy, you know, pumpkin pie with whipped cream kind of like feel about it. It's very nice. I love this beer. Now I'm done.